family, my friends, my classmates, all of our school staff, and my mama, my guardian angel, for that love and support.
Hey guys, this is Issues with Toddy One Skip. I am Toddy One Skip. Welcome back to my channel, and thank you so much. Thank you so much again for allowing me to be part of your day. It's Easter night. I hope you guys had a great Easter. And if you didn't or don't celebrate Easter, I hope you had a great Sunday. So, and thank you guys for all of your happy Easters to me. I appreciate that so much. I appreciate that. Guys, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about Paul Ferguson. So Paul Ferguson is the older brother of Timothy Ferguson, who's the 15-year-old who weighed 69 pounds when he was pronounced DEAD. And Paul, the older brother, helped enforce Shanda Vander Ark, the mother of the two boys, helped enforce her punishments. Why she punished her one child, we're not going to understand. The only thing that I can honestly think about is this is the way I think it went down. So I know that Shanda didn't have rights to her children, that she lost rights to her children in Oklahoma, and that Child and Family Services got involved and said that she could not have unsupervised visits with her young son Timothy. Timothy ended up living with Shanda because the dad, the biological dad, and the stepmom couldn't handle him and said to Shanda, apparently, either you take him or he's going into foster care. Guys, you can't put an expiration date on how long you have your kids for, especially children that have special needs. Timothy was a special needs child, and he needed care, but what he got was Torture. That's what he got. He was starved, he was beaten, he was given hot sauce to eat with bread, and possibly had hot sauce poured on his private parts. Now, the reason why I say the third is because it was brought up in trial that Shanda, the mother, asked the son to do that, and the older son said no. However, the older son, it's come out that the older son isn't autistic. The older son isn't learning disabled. The older son is a cold, calculated psychopath, just like the mom. And it is possible that he didn't tell the truth on stand. Why would he? He blamed everything on his mom and claimed things he didn't do. But who knows if he did it or not, because the one person that could tell the story is no longer here. But the audacity of Paul complaining about food in the jail, how cold it is in the jail, how uncomfortable the beds are in the jail, because his tablet wasn't charged by the officer. Since when do they get tablets? Here's the thing. You guys get upset with me when I talk about prison justice or prison punishment, jail justice. These guys that are in here for horrific acts, or women in there for horrific acts, are getting tablets to watch movies and play games on. And people are sending them money. These people have pen pals. Paul has an older woman, probably my age, sending him money. I can't figure out for the life of me why this woman would do that, except she's lonely and lives vicariously through this kid. I mean, why would you send money to somebody that did that to their brother? Did it to anybody, let alone their brother. And has the audacity to tell you to send him comics. Why would you even do that? Take your money and donate it for people like the child that is no longer with us. Doesn't that make sense? That just makes sense instead of supporting the person that helped make it happen. That's just so stupid to me. I don't get it. Especially somebody my age who's not related to this family. Even if you were the grandparent, how could you? How could you? Guys, people write to people in jail because they're lonely. A lot of people think they're in love. They get the attention from the inmate because the inmate has nothing but time and wants things on their books. So they manipulate. I told you guys I used to sell greeting cards in jails a long, long time ago. I had a small greeting card company, and while I was working in the jails, my greeting card company was able to sell cards in the jails and then sell cards throughout the country in jails. Then I had a bigger company come in and buy my company. Anyway, you know, those guys used to buy the same card for one card. It was the same exact card. They'd buy 5 of them. And they send them to 5 different women because those 5 different women would go ahead and put money on their books. The scam's alive in jail, very much alive, and even more manipulative, more calculated because they have nothing but time to figure things out, and they're surrounded by a bunch of other inmates who can help them with the perfect crime. So those people that think love exists, and listen, you guys know me. My wife was in prison. When I met her, she was in jail. It was for drug charge. That's what it was for. I couldn't imagine me falling for anybody who could have hurt somebody. But I really can't say me loving somebody that I met and somebody else loving somebody that they met is really any different. Except I kind of got to know my person because I worked in the jail. That wasn't the right thing to do. The relationship really didn't start until after she got out. But I don't want you to think that I'm here pointing fingers. I'll tell you what I do know. I wouldn't be interested in somebody that had the ability to hurt somebody else. The person that I fell for was hurting themselves with drugs. They weren't selling drugs. They didn't get caught selling drugs. They didn't have enough drugs to sell. They got caught because they did drugs. But, guys, when somebody's doing time for unaliving somebody or helping unalive somebody, there's a big difference there. And you have to make sure what's going on when you're writing to people, when you're falling for people. Because why would this guy, Paul, write to an older woman my age? The only reason is because he wants things. Yeah, he likes being pulled out of his cell on a phone call. He likes feeling important. He's a psychopath. He thinks he is important. And this woman is just showing him that he's important. But what is he important for? Why? What did he do? He unalived somebody. Why are you supporting him? It was his own brother. While he's complaining about the food, you do realize what he fed his brother, right? Jojo, right? Because this is Jojo. This is the woman, his pen pal.
Nothing much.
No. Do you on your tablet, can you read books?
Sort of. I mean, they have an ebook thing, but the choices are super duper limited to a bunch of old stuff that's not exactly interesting.
Yeah, be boring. Not so they don't have a whole list of stuff to read. That's too bad.
Nope.
Do you like comic books?
Very much.
Do you? What's your favorite?
I think you already know that one, My Hero Academia.
The what? Which one?
My Hero Academia manga.
But I was thinking, in the prison, they allow better mail, right? Because I'll be able to write shit. So I'm wondering, I think you have the ability to get packages when you go to the prison, I think.
Any sort of contact from the Vander Arks? Nothing?
Nope.
No, I figured as much. I just figured I'd ask. It'd be nice to at least, get to talk to Gabriel once when all this is done and over with. Just, tell him goodbye before I have to go to North Carolina. But I get the feeling that...
And I think that you're probably not going to see him until he's an adult if he wants to see you.
Yeah. Honestly, I wouldn't blame them.
With you being charged with child abuse, you're probably not going to be allowed around kids.
Yeah. But anywho,
have you heard these phone calls? They're ridiculous. They're embarrassing. And I can't even imagine what she thinks if she knows that these phone calls are being heard by people, and what a fool she looks like. His own dad doesn't have a conversation with him. His own stepmom is disgusted with him. You could hear the phone conversations he has with his brother and his dad. They barely speak. They take I don't even know why they accept the phone calls, because a lot of times there's only breathing on the phone. And there's a bunch of, yeah, buddy. And the only one that seems to call him out on his crap is his stepmom. In the meantime, I have to ask the stepmom, you didn't know what was going to happen to Timothy? Like, you must have been on side with the dad to give up on Timothy, to give him to somebody that shouldn't have had him. I mean, if you knew about this, stepmom, then you're held culpable too, because you could have stopped it. And I don't know how they ended up back together, but I heard they were getting divorced, the stepmom and the dad, right? And if you heard anything during Paul's interrogation, he ripped his dad a new one, saying he didn't know how to raise a male, that he was totally manipulated by his dad. His dad took all of his money. His dad was about control. But now you hear prison phone calls with Daddy-O, and it's like, I love you, Dad. What's going on, Dad? It's so pathetic. I'd really like to know, after it all came out, after all of what he did to his younger brother came out, after his dad heard that, after his brother Nolan heard that, are they still there for Paul? Are they going to give Paul stuff in prison? And Paul seems to think it's going to be easier in prison. Hey, Paul, when people find out what you did to your brother, and they know because it was a pretty big case, I think you're not going to be complaining about a lot of food, because I think people are going to start taking your food. I'm not too sure how much money you're going to get in prison. I can't imagine your family really helping you out now. And JoJo at some point is probably going to get sick of you. But there's a bunch of sick people out there, so you'll get more people to write to you. But somebody's going to take your commissary from you. You think you're a bully, somebody's going to show you what a bully is. Prison punishment, I'm all for it when it comes to Paul Ferguson. All for it. I'd like for him to get at least 10% of what he did to his brother. He's never going to feel sorry about what he did for his brother. The only thing he's going to feel sorry about is how it makes him feel when people do it to him. He's lousy. There's no redemption there. You cannot be taught not to do that to somebody. There is not a class in not torturing people. End of story. You're born with that or you're not. And he wasn't. He didn't care. It is clear. There is no remorse. All Paul Ferguson cares about is his tablet, what he gets in his commissary, what the temperature is in the prison or jail, and how his bed is comfortable or not, and that he doesn't have an autistic guy sharing his cell block with him, which he complained and bullied about in jail already. JoJo, Pen pal. That's your Paul Ferguson. Guys, what do you think about that? What's your feelings about it? Talk to me in the comments. I appreciate you guys. Have a good one. Don't forget, be better today than you were yesterday, but not half as good as you'll be tomorrow. This is Issues with Toddy One Skip. Always be yourself. Thanks, guys.